Market madness always ends with a crash, guys. And there's a particular example I'm going to give you in this quick podcast, guys, to bring your attention to something, how madly some of these bear divergences have run up over the course of last few days. So MSTR, guys, MSTR is currently overvalued by 80%. So it would be fair to say that over the course of the next few months, this stock could easily collapse by as much as 80%. At the moment I'm recording this, the stock is trading above 460. Actually, seconds ago, it was at 466. So I'm looking at my screens here, and guys, it's up almost 10% for the day, and I'm recording this pre-market, November 20th, so it's up almost 10%, while Bitcoin is up 1.5%. And it's been happening practically every day, okay? Just for those of you that aren't familiar, MSTR holds Bitcoin, okay? Now, you have the option to actually just go buy Bitcoin at the current price, or you can go buy MSTR stock. Now, there is a huge problem. I mean, buying Bitcoin is much better option than buying MSTR stock for multiple reasons, okay? Number one, you're going to actually own Bitcoin in your fucking wallet, okay? And you're actually paying for the actual Bitcoin that you can transact, that you can do other things, that you can, carry in your hard wallet, whatever. And you can have quick access to it. Now, when you buy an MSTR stock, you actually don't own Bitcoin. MSTR owns Bitcoin. And the way MSTR has been acquiring Bitcoin, it's been taking loans after loans after loans after loans. It's been issuing debt on which payments are due. Okay, so it actually owes money on the Bitcoin. And if there was ever a moment in which Bitcoin would crash, which we're very near that moment, depending where the price could end up on Bitcoin. I mean, if Bitcoin drops to 30,000, I think we got a real shot at that. While the whole world is waiting for it to go to 100, 200,000, the probability of Bitcoin dropping to 30,000 could come first before we actually get to 100,000. And I'm recording this at the moment. Bitcoin trades at 95,000, guys. 95,200 just a few seconds ago. So basically, MSTR keeps buying the fuck out of Bitcoin, but the value of MSTR does not match the value of Bitcoin it holds. So if we're to assign an intrinsic value, right, if MSTR was to unload all the Bitcoin at current price, okay, the value of the company is like around $200 a share. Now it's above 460 right now. So we're talking about, 60% difference in valuation. Now, if Bitcoin price drops, okay, but MSTR price stays close to this level, then we could be talking an overvaluation by as much as 80 to 90%. So depending on exactly what happens to the price of Bitcoin, okay, calculate this fact into this equation that CEO of MSTR likes to buy Bitcoin when it goes higher, not when it drops. He didn't buy any when shit dropped to 16,000, and we were recording multiple videos screaming, hey, who the fuck shorts Bitcoin at 16,000? Buy it now. Okay, he didn't buy it at 16,000, and I'm referencing 16,000 because that was the last biggest size drop in Bitcoin. But MSTR basically buys the tops. And so recently, they have done two things. They have diluted the shares, the outstanding shares of their company. Basically, they've issued additional shares. And normally when a company does that, well, the stock price drops because now you have more shares, take market capitalization, divide by the number of outstanding shares. Mathematically, each stock now is worth less. Well, on the day it actually dilutes its fucking shares, the shares temporarily drop and then they fucking go higher, okay? So exactly the opposite of basic mathematics, all right? And so now it owes money. They're actually using collateral, Bitcoin as collateral. And considering the fact that it's Bitcoin buying and acquisition strategy is total shit. Basically, it buys every fucking top. Okay, and recently it diluted the share price basically to have more money to buy Bitcoin, and all that money is going now when Bitcoin is going like from 85 to 95,000. So they're buying the fucking top again, and they can end up being in the water really, really quick here, depending exactly how quick the story unfolds. I mean, we could be looking for a major reversal in crypto as the whole world is eyeballing a major move higher. So the markets are on the verge of a major collapse. It wouldn't be no shocker that Bitcoin would reverse the fuck out and the rest of the crypto as well. And this could actually be identified later in the history on the chart as a failed breakout. The breakout that the world was expecting that was so highly cheered could actually end up being a failed breakout. And MSTR in that instance will collapse by as much as 80%. So, guys, this overvaluation, this overhyped valuation, the question is, who the fuck is buying this? They can just go buy Bitcoin, okay, instead of buying Bitcoin that is levered up, that is owned by MSTR, on which they pay fucking interest, okay, that is being bought at the top. There is actually a probability this company is going to go fucking bankrupt in the next 12 to 18 months. If Bitcoin drops to 30,000, all these loans that MSTR has got against Bitcoin, they're going to be called. Bitcoin is going to be cashed out. And then we're not even touching the tip of the iceberg. Okay, I'm just stating the fact that MSTR is highly overvalued, because every time the value of Bitcoin goes 1%, this stock goes up by 10%. Okay, so the overvaluation case is pretty basic here, but it doesn't include the context that BlackRock's been accumulating Bitcoin now for a long time. BlackRock is going to have some major issues with U.S. government bonds, and it holds trillions of them on the balance sheet. And there's going to be a moment in time, and not so distant future, where BlackRock will be selling. Now, if you listen to any people that are bullish on crypto, they view BlackRock buying as one of the greatest things that happened in the history of Bitcoin. I would argue exactly the opposite. Never in the history of Bitcoin did you have such a huge seller that could be required to actually unload some big Bitcoin positions. And the market is not calculating that yet. So if BlackRock was indeed to begin unloading some of their positions, I mean, Bitcoin price could collapse in a way that nobody can imagine. And Bitcoin's got a history of major collapses throughout history. But this collapse could be entirely unmatched. And what appears to be, the greatest bullish momentum, in the history of Bitcoin, it could fade really, really fast, especially at these levels right here. So MSTR, big short, 80% crash is coming in MSTR. We've never had a case that I'm aware of in history where something, is so fucking overvalued in relation to the very value that it holds. So, guys, I hope this makes sense. Guys, to me, this is such an easy decision to short the hell out of MSTR. To some of you that are looking at the chart and keeps going higher every fucking day, you're like, oh my God, well, I'm not shorting this. I'm not fucking touching this. Are you crazy? But there comes a moment, right, to where it looks like, it's another day high, and the next thing you look at your screen and the shit is down 100 points. So I would not exclude that today, tomorrow could be one of those days for MSTR where you're going to look at the screen and it's like, oh, Leo, it's at 470 now. And you go get a cup of coffee, you come back, and it's at 370. So within that lies a huge opportunity, because these madness of complete mispricing of the stock will end, such as the madness of any mispriced situations going back to tulips in the 16th century, guys. Every mispriced situation that gets to a point of such a ridiculous bear divergence, okay, it's gonna collapse. It's just the question is it gonna fucking begin collapsing today, or is it gonna begin collapsing tomorrow? But we're that near that moment of a complete blow off top on this thing. And the overvaluation, okay, in relation to the very thing that it holds is so ridiculous that this collapse is going to be grand. This is not going to be, this is going to be a huge fucking collapse. So, and it can happen lightning fast. So don't miss out trades like this. The math does not support this we're talking about, I understand if MSTR maybe had a 5% premium, okay, but it has anywhere from 60 to 80% premium, okay, and that cannot be ignored by the market for too fucking long, guys. This is a huge fucking short. This is a big fucking short, and if it goes higher today, fucking load up on these puts. The strikes, guys, the expirations, get in touch with the 30 Market Moves coach. Do not attempt to trade this on your own because you're going to get scared out. The next green candle you're going to see, you're going to jump the fuck out. Don't fuck up a perfect setup. Don't fuck up a perfect trade. Trade it with the 30 Market Moves coach, guys. Let's roll. Big moves to the downside that nobody can see yet. Blind markets, the madness of the markets, always. There's not an instance in history where the madness of the market does not resolve in a crash. It's fucking coming.